We may have done it. Whitney Houston, we have a problem. I haven't gotten a message or a notification yet, Ron.
Nope.
Is that it?
Wait for it.
I'm waiting. We want to go live. We want to go live.
Let's see.
Hey,
Here we are.
Chat room. And this is a great way to start. We love this. But it's kind of like stretching before a big workout, you know?
We are on.
Yay. Of course we're on. Oh, everybody to the left. To the right.
It's the smartest live. Yes. Yes, we are.
Okay, folks, welcome. Good morning. All rise for Sunday morning Mass.
I'd rather not.
It's a hell of a way to start your Sunday morning, isn't it?
God.
Glad you're here. I don't know if you can tell, but I'd like to ask you in the chat rooms, does the picture look a little clearer to you this morning than it normally does on Sunday morning? I'm going to throw that out there right now. Oh, great. My phone's down to 10%.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
And I don't think there's a place for me to plug in.
Mine's at a pretty strong 31.
Oh, I know what I can do. I know what I might could do. So we have a new microphone this week, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So folks in the chat room, will you get to the chat room for God's sakes?
Let me see.
I'm almost afraid to do this, Ronnie.
I think this might be it. No, this one's not it. I cannot find it. Are we on YouTube or are we on some other format? Are we on network TV now or? Let me see. Here we are.
TV.
This is it.
Okay, live now.
And
You know what? While we're effing up,
yeah.
why don't I just get a little sip of coffee? I hear audio.
Yep. We have audio. It
We have chat room.
Sounds pretty clear.
Chat room.
Chat room, let's see. Oh, let's go through here. Sasha was the first one in. Congratulations.
What did she win, Ron? Tell her what she's won, Ron.
A big pile of nothing.
And 2 days in one night in Bakersfield. What do you do on the second night? It doesn't matter. Just stay the hell out of Bakersfield.
Rick Clemenson's here.
All right, good morning, Rick.
Copper Dan, Hooley.
Copper Dan.
Jason's in the house.
All joining us. How nice.
Sledneck. Abby 7. Lori James.
Wow, all of our regulars are here. That's terrific.
We got the regulars.
This has kind of become a regular
Cheers.
thing on Sunday.
It's Cheers.
Yeah, we don't even promote it.
We just
and
need
people know.
We need some dude named Norm, and then we'll be complete.
You know what it is? It's the name, Sunday Morning Mass. How could you forget that?
Where else would you be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So
in bed if I had my choice.
Today on the program, let's talk about it.
Okay.
First of all, wanted to say a big shout out to the U.S. President's Cup team. They won yesterday. They beat the internet, which is really funny. If you're not a golfer, I'm sorry, but just give me a minute.
Oh, that's golf.
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
Right. Yep.
The way it works is it's America against the rest of the world.
Oh, dang.
So you could be from any country, as long as it's not the U.S.
Yeah.
And you would think, well, Canada, that's North America. They border the U.S. No. They're on the international team, so it's everybody against us. And it wasn't looking good going into Sunday, which is kind of weird because it's in Australia this year.
Okay.
And so yesterday in prime time here in California, right around 7:30 or so, it was tomorrow there.
Oh.
And it was like 1 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was weird because it was completely dark out here and light is perfect there. They were down. The captain of the U.S. team was Tiger Woods, and he is what they call a player's captain.
Okay.
So he actually played in the event himself, as well as coached the team and made calls and selected who would play against who.
Really?
Freddie Couples, who is one of our favorite golfers at the Gallagher compound, was the assistant or co-captain, I guess they call him.
He seems like he's kind of old, isn't
Oh,
he?
he is, yeah, but he wasn't playing.
Oh, okay.
No, he was
okay.
he was the assistant coach, if
All
you
right.
will. And handsome guy is Fred Couples.
You know what? I want to say that he was at the U.S. Senior Open when it was held here in Sacramento. a few years ago. I don't know if he was playing, but I seem to remember they had a Freddie Couples VIP tent. So
That's where my wife would have been, all dressed up to the nines. That was at one time her discretionary person.
Oh, okay.
It was. It's not so much him. That's Blake Shelton now.
Oh, yeah.
God
yeah.
help me. Everything is Blake Shelton in my house.
I've got Jennifer Aniston. So
me
you know
too.
what?
We both do.
Yeah.
She's gonna have to clone herself.
Well, she's just gonna have to pick. And
That's like picking your favorite child.
well, I don't think it'll be that hard for her.
Sorry, on the new mic.
The choice is simple.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good, Ronnie.
Yep.
You're relentless in your Jennifer Aniston quest. Perhaps more relentless than I. So congratulations. They pulled it out. It came right down to the last dang putt. And it was thrilling. It was thrilling to watch. The United States was the underdog going into Sunday. And so as a tangent, on the sports line on the men's show today, Ronnie, the little 49er talk you want to share.
Playing the Falcons today at home. Starts at 1 p.m.
Good.
Pacific
So we don't have to
time,
rush.
So
okay.
yeah, we're good. Should be an easy game, although the Falcons have been playing much better the last 3 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's
well, when you get to this point in the season, they're 13 games in. They got like 3 left.
Right.
Your team is who they are. And
they are, but it's injuries now that dictate.
Well,
we lost our starting center last week for the season.
Hey, if I might say, center is such an undervalued position.
As it should be.
No, it's not. Should it be?
Long snapper is way more important.
The center is the person who's the captain of the linemen, and he knows every one of their blocks on every single one of the plays. And if there's ever a question, he has it. He's in charge of the line, and he doesn't get as much credit as he should.
What happens? How does the center get a false start? Is what I wonder.
That was a question I saw too. Well, his knee flinched. No, you can't do that. The lineman can't do that. The center can't do that either. That's why it's such an important job. You're not just blocking the guy across from you.
Right.
You got to snap the ball, then block. And you got to be quick in doing that, or you're going to get knocked right on your ass.
Yeah.
Every time. And I was a long snapper, and I received a concussion on one of those in my last game of the season, in fact. Anyway, enough of that. 49ers lost their center.
And something else too. We lost a few people this last week, and you know what? Part of the game, injuries. So
Sudneck says the video looks like there was a nuclear meltdown nearby. What are?
That's the look we're going for.
Yeah,
I think we nailed it. Then thanks for.
And
thanks for the confirmation.
Appreciate that. Our scrolling text is not up there. Where is it?
Oh.
Scrolling text.
That's weird.
There we go. Thank you, people.
Hey.
All right. So 49ers today against the Falcons. Here in California, speaking of which, I saw gas for $3.19 a gallon today.
Dang.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw it for $3.03 the other night. Marconi and Fair Oaks.
God dang it. Why can't it be that price everywhere?
And then I went to Sam's Club, which normally is, among the cheapest in town. It's $3.09.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Could have saved myself 6 cents a gallon. My truck holds like 22 gallons.
All right, so I'm looking kind of over your shoulder at the chat room, and I wanted to address the situation here. Not only did we purchase a new microphone, which is going to help in a number of ways. It'll give us more quality as we're doing our live shows, but also on our podcasts. I've listened to several of them, and the audio is not acceptable audio to me. And if it's not acceptable to me, then it's unacceptable, period. So we made an investment and got a nice little microphone. And this morning, what happened was this. The microphone is twofold. The reason for it is twofold. One for the podcast. The other for simply that we want to, what am I getting at here? I'm forgetting. We wanted to switch over to the nice camera.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
I spaced out there for a minute. Then maybe I need a little bit of coffee. Could get some stress. So the idea which did not come to fruition, was that
we tried.
we were going to use this microphone and have it be separate from the nice Canon camera that Ronnie has that we shoot all of our other videos other than the live ones. We wanted to put that into play today.
Yeah.
And it just did not work out. So we switched back to our other Logitech 930E camera. There's a plug right there if Logitech would like to come on board.
Yeah, you got something better?
But here I'm in the next breath, I'm going to say it's a piece of crap. And if it looks washed out, that's part of the reason. There's just not enough color options. Not that we look very colorful this morning.
Well, we are two pasty white guys.
We're even pastier than usual. So there you go. Hard to find you today. Sound is nice. Okay, good.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations to Navy for beating Army.
I watched a little bit of that game yesterday.
I don't think Jason's going to be very happy with that comment.
Man, Navy was just unstoppable.
But the thrill of that game in general, the pomp and circumstance.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I just love service people.
And as Slednick saying, as an Atlanta native, he can pretty much promise a 49ers victory. Okay. You know what? I wish I shared your confidence.
Yeah. Ronnie would like a time machine to go about 4 hours into the future.
Yes. I'm always a little bit skeptical because you don't know which team is going to show up. They've been good lately, but in fact, I was reading somewhere that the 49ers Saints game, possibly one of the 5 best games this decade.
No question about it.
It was an amazing game.
Yep. Watched every minute of it.
The second to the last play, when George Kittle is streaking down the sideline with 3 people on him, one of them with his face mask firmly in hand.
I wasn't going to stop him.
And he drugged them another 9 yards with 3 people on him, one of them on his face mask. The guy he's a gamer.
You know what? What it comes down to, who wants it more? It's just that simple in life. Who wants it more?
That play, I've watched it. My wife even said that was the most amazing play, and that really was. He was he's got that attitude that I love in athletes that I refuse to lose. You see that sometimes in basketball players. Football, it's harder because it's such a player sport, but occasionally you will get it to one guy on the team, on your football team, and he is going to throw the other 10 guys on his shoulder and carry him.
Well, that's what I see with the 49ers this year is if it's not one guy, man, it's another.
Somebody's stepping up every week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Garoppolo?
Yeah.
I really had my doubts, Ronnie. I never told you this. I had my doubts earlier in the season. I didn't think that he was an effective passer, and he's certainly proven me wrong.
You and pretty much every team they've faced this year, they were just going to stop the running game, going to load up the box, 8 people in the box, and make Garoppolo beat him, and he has.
Evelyn says, I must admit, Kittle play of the year so far.
Man, that
Game of the year.
Yeah, that was that play actually gave me as I rewatch it, chills.
Yeah,
it's almost as if it were the catch.
Right,
Joe Montana, Dwight Clark. It just the game wasn't quite as monumental as that one.
Dwight Clark, God bless his soul. Joe Montana said, it wasn't called the throw. It's called the catch.
Maybe it should have been. I don't know because it was a pretty good throw too.
Yeah, it was. So there you go for football. Last week, ironically enough, I follow the New York teams. You guys have seen me wear my Yankees hat, and I rep the East Coast when it comes to sports because that's what I grew up on. And the Giants played on Monday night, and the Jets played on Thursday night. And the Giants game, Eli Manning, he came out after not playing for 10 weeks, being benched. And in the first half, threw 2 beautiful touchdown passes, and a lot of completions.
Were they to his team?
Yes, and this time it was.
Okay,
it was his team, and
because that's one of the reasons he got benched in the first place is he was throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, just the wrong way.
Yeah, the wrong way.
I love that term, pick six.
Yeah,
unless it's happening to my team. But anyway, Giants and the Jets on national television, 2 nights. Nothing. All right, chat room, what's going on?
Slednick hit a rock yesterday and had to bail off of his sled.
Oh no!
I hate it when that happens.
I have to keep my phone away from Ronnie because my pics are on here for Mantasy.
Yep.
Okay, so
Davio says no snow in Denver.
Wow, that's really weird.
I saw somebody else was saying there's tons of snow. Slednick says tons of snow west Yellowstone. Yeah, so we'll find out today with our backup center, 49ers. He actually, I want to say he played about half last week.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the most of the third and the fourth quarter. It was pretty seamless. He came in and did a pretty respectable job.
Ronnie, can you please call up Messenger on Facebook on your account, because there's a couple of stories there that I wanted to hit on. Remember, I sent you this morning. And I can't do that on my computer or it'll crash.
I'll do that
because of it. Okay, so first of all, here's what I wanted to tell all of our video viewers that we do appreciate so much and love so much, and your continued support is amazing. We're winding down here in the last few days of this decade. Let's see, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 10s, 11s. So through 8 decades, we have seen a lot of things in our life, Ronnie.
Seems like we've been doing this show that long.
It feels like it to me. Every episode. Well, as we wind down on this decade, we wanted to again thank you so much for your viewership and your subscriptions to our program and our channel. Ronnie, this will be our last show of the year.
Yes.
There's a couple more Sundays in the month, but for those of you that know the two of us, you know that we're family guys, and I just don't want to have to worry about driving across town to do a live show or any more editing for the rest of the year. We have a few shows in the can. I'll try to throw a few in between now and the end of the year. It just kind of depends on scheduling and stuff. But we did want to tell you that this will be our last show of the year, at least on the live side.
Last live show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as we wind down, we hope that, you guys have a wonderful, not that we're leaving here, a wonderful holiday season. There are so many holidays between Thanksgiving and the end of the year, all different religions and science-based and all this stuff to take place, calendars. So much that goes on that we're just going to take the time off. And we hope you'll understand. All right? Still to come in the hour are Mantasy Draft picks. And today we're going to do Christmas or holiday movies.
There you go.
Okay, because some of them could be Thanksgiving, and as I just mentioned, there's a bunch of holidays in there. So it'll be best holiday movies, and that's coming up. We're going to do, seriously, Please Just Go Away. It's a popular segment now on the show. Our viewers seem to have plenty of suggestions on who they'd like to see go away. I compiled the list that I think is pretty good today.
I only have one. And it's a group of people. So.
And then we're going to do Who's Lying.
Yeah.
Okay? One of us will tell you a story, or both of us will, and one of us will be lying. Now, something came up last week that I thought about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm getting at?
I thought about it when you were saying it.
When I went 143 miles an hour in my 68 Firebird on bald tires and all the lights came on in the car, let's see, let me get the steering, the speedometer was going like this up to 140, and then it started doing this. Okay, so I might have been going faster, but there's no way to tell.
Yeah. However,
right
on your way to 140-ish,
I did go 125 miles an hour.
So
it wasn't so much of a lie. See, I'm a terrible liar.
Yeah.
I can't even get my lies straight.
Yeah. Well, let's see if you can do better.
Or my
this
true
week.
stories.
Yep.
All right, so we'll do that coming up, and we'll give you a chance to figure out which one of us is lying. So, Ronnie, which story did you want to go touch on today?
You know what?
You want to do the cop story?
Yeah, because I have one very similar to this.
Good, do it then.
So when I was working patrol, I ran across. I'm looking at a license plate in front of me, and most license plates are reflectorized, and so you see they shine a little bit. But as they get older, sometimes they lose that sheen. But I'm looking at this plate, and it looks very peculiar, and so I put the plate number in. The plate number was good.
Mm-hmm.
But it was expired registration wise by like several years. So I pull him over, and what he had done is he handmade his little tabs on a computer, and they were good, but they no reflector into it all. And then to kind of hold them on there, he put satin colored tape over everything to kind of hold it in place.
Yeah.
He thought he had all his bases covered. And it didn't work out that well.
What happened to that gentleman?
His car got towed.
Yeah.
If there's 6 months and 1 day out of registration, we tow him right off the road.
Wow.
And I was ruthless. I towed people with on their way somewhere important. I don't care. Register your car. I have to register my car. You register your car. If it's more than a year out of date, somewhere along the line, you've paid for something that you could have paid for registration with.
Yeah.
So.
And this story today is about a gentleman who, I guess he did need to get someplace important, huh?
Yeah. This says that officers Craig Woodcox and Zarek Finley were driving along the I-80 in Steuben County, Indiana, at approximately 2:30 p.m. on Thursday afternoon, when they saw a man standing next to a Toyota Corolla on the side of the road, tending to a flat tire. But when the Indiana State Troopers pulled over to help the man, things quickly began to unravel, as they often do. The man identified himself as Joshua Lewis Brown. He's 20 years old, from Rochester, New York. Wow, all the way in Indiana.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder. He told the officers that he was unable to change the tire and needed a tow truck, but when the troopers were about to oblige his request, they noticed that the license plate was handwritten in crayon. Come on, people, you can do better. The police then ran a check on the vehicle using the VIN number, and rather than the license plate, which ended up leading to even more suspicion, the troopers then discovered that Toyota had been reported stolen out of Pennsylvania the day prior. Wow, he'd done some real traveling.
Well, he's a traveling man.
Somebody wanted a Corolla somewhere.
Well, I'm a traveling man.
East of New York. Anyway, the troopers also found that Brown had never licensed to operate a motor vehicle in any state.
Details, schmeetails.
He's currently on probation for grand larceny. Finley then placed Mr. Brown under arrest, and he was subsequently booked and charged with possession of stolen property, a level 5 felony. I'm not sure if 5 is like the highest or the lowest.
Again, you need to raise the bar.
It's probably one of the lower ones. And operating without obtaining a license, which is a level C misdemeanor.
Oh, my God. He did it on a paper bag.
Oh, God.
Crayon on a paper bag.
Yep.
All right. Well, some people put in the effort and others.
He did not go the extra mile.
No, he didn't.
No.
All right,
it was probably an extra mile to jail, but
there's your thinning the herd story for this week.
That's a true story.
It is indeed.
Yep.
All right, Ronnie, I'm ready to do some Mantasy Draft. First of all, let's recap last week what happened. In a stunner.
Not so much for me.
Not only did he win Rochambeau,
yes,
but he also won last week's Best Christmas Songs.
Right. I ran the table.
Well, you did.
Yep.
I really thought that I had done a fantastic job, and I had picked some more contemporary songs. And here's why. I still am listening to that local radio station that plays the Christmas music.
We listened to it last night.
I swear to God, Ronnie, the other night I was driving home from work. I heard, of all people, Andy Williams twice in 15 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, in as much as I was a Frank Sinatra fan, and I loved the way he sang the songs and the words, Jack. And I love that. But you know what? I'm at the point in my life where those crooners, seriously, they should just go away. Michael Bublé.
Bublé.
I'm sorry. He's fine. And what's the other one? The
Josh
guy,
Groban.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Dang.
So I went for
guy's
more
got
contemporary and songs and artists, and it came back to bite me right in the ass.
Honestly, I think I could have done White Christmas, Bing Crosby,
And been done.
Mic Drop,
Yeah.
Walk Away.
Speaking of which, whoops, we do have the mic
Hello, Mike.
in case somebody needs to drop it. Okay, so to recap, Ronnie, you have something you wanted to show everybody?
So,
Careful, that's an old trophy.
This little jewel right here.
Yeah, we spared no expense.
This is mine.
Yeah.
This week.
Last week.
I had a whole week.
Last week.
Yeah. I defiled it slightly, so
Things are about to change
yeah.
in my direction.
I don't think so.
That trophy is coming over on this side.
Yeah. I'm not so sure about that.
All right. Okay, so let's see.
I gotta get to my
There we go.
my
All right, I
Mantasy
got mine now.
Drafts.
Okay, so
Here.
if you wonder what I'm doing, there's a heater right here. I'm trying to spare you from going through my trigger finger thing here. If my finger gets too cold, it'll lock.
Okay.
Okay, you're all ready?
I've got mine.
Okay, I think I'm ready for rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
What did I think I was going to do? Oh, yeah, I know. All right, here we go.
See, I'm gonna do mine right here. Ready? Oh! Well, the streak had to end because I'd been 3 weeks in a row. And you know what? Had I been thinking, I would have realized that your hand is probably locked up like this.
It's the other hand. Okay. No, you know what? When I was up this morning, I was thinking, man, I've known Ronnie over 40 years. I got to get inside his head. Now, I had a feeling that you might throw paper. That was the only thing I was thinking of. So I was really cautious, but then at the last minute, came through with the rock.
Yep.
And I bent up your scissors. All right. So now I can go first or I can defer.
Right.
Do you want to get back to the chat?
Oh, yeah.
Chat?
Yeah, here, let's
We're
see.
missing all kinds of stuff. Okay.
Okay.
What do we got?
So,
Christmas vacation done.
Let's see. New Year's resolutions. Huh?
Sakar says, here's to better technology next decade, mainly an off button that works, in reference to us trying to sign off from our
I
stream.
think we found it. I don't know. It's hard to say. There's a delay built in, but man, it seems like
Why is it we always seem to say the worst thing after we turn it off?
Let's
All right.
see.
Okay, Ronnie, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go first, okay?
Okay.
I know that I believe it gives you a slight advantage because you get to pick twice. Second in the first round, first in the second round. Okay, so beyond any reasonable doubt, and I could substantiate this with ratings and views of all time, I don't believe I need to. One word. Elf. Funniest Christmas movie of all time.
That's my number 2 pick.
Oh, okay. So in the first round, I have Elf. Ronnie,
Okay.
in the first round, your first pick.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay. Jimmy Stewart.
Dang, that.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
And then number 2,
Yes.
equally as strong, A Christmas Story.
Okay. A Christmas Story.
Yep. You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Oh, with the BB gun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now Ronnie has gone and picked his 2.
Yep.
I think that I'll take my 2, and I already know what they are. I'm going to take Scrooged
Very good.
by Bill Murray.
It's a good one.
And then this one I'm struggling with. I think I'm going to do... dang it. I'm going to go controversial.
Okay.
Die Hard.
Oh, yeah.
People go, that's not a Christmas movie. Well, it happens at Christmas.
It's listed. So as I pulled up the top 10 Christmas movies of all time, it's listed as a Christmas movie.
Okay, so I have Elf, Scrooged, and Die Hard. Ronnie has...
I have A Wonderful Life.
Right.
It's a Wonderful Life, and A Christmas Story.
Okay, and your final pick today?
I'm struggling between two because I love both of these equally.
Okay.
I think Christmas Vacation is going to beat out Home Alone.
Oh, I almost picked Home Alone, and I had Christmas Vacation on here.
Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Yeah.
All right, so there you have our draft picks.
Yep.
This week it's best Christmas movies of all time, and we need your votes now. Remember,
I think this is
that's the
staying
trophy.
on this side.
and I
week.
really want that this week.
Yeah.
This
all
is our
right.
final show of the year, and I would deem myself as champion for all time.
Sakar says Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Okay, but some people disagree, Sakar.
Oh,
Not me. I think it is.
I think it may. Oh, Sasha says Die Hard. Okay.
Okay, Die Hard.
But she's not voting for you just yet.
Oh, well, sure she is.
Evelyn says Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which I also like.
See, you don't...
Sakar, let me get this in.
Okay.
Ronnie in a landslide.
Oh, landslide.
Sakar's never wrong. It's kind of like Ohio when they vote for a president.
Oh, really? I see.
If you win Ohio,
Vote for me, and I promise everyone will get $1 million next year.
Home Alone, Christmas Story, White Christmas, Lori James, that's her list.
Okay?
Those are White Christmas is also really good.
We're looking for your votes. Remember, that trophy is on that side of the table, and I
Jim
want it on
Black
this
says
side.
it's staying over here.
No.
Rick Clemenson says Ronnie gets it.
Rick, you
Sasha
know-
says Ronnie gets it. Lori says Ronnie gets it. Oh, boy, that's... Without even the first pick, I'm winning pretty handily here. I've yet to see anybody say Lou.
You know, people, this draft thing can go away really quickly. Technically, I produced the show, and that whole segment can go away very, very
Could
quickly.
just show up missing.
Unless I start seeing some votes, because that trophy. All right, well, we'll let it go for a few minutes.
Yep.
And I will admit when I've been defeated, if that's the case.
You might want to start your concession speech right about now.
Okay, let's move into Seriously Just Go Away. It's a segment where we find people that we've just had enough of, or things for that matter. Person, place, or thing, a noun. Seriously, though. Seriously.
Yeah.
Just go away.
Yep.
All right, first up on my list, 2019.
I'm ready.
I've had enough. I have had enough. If I could go on vacation for the rest of the year, I would just do that and not work the rest of December. Come back next year with a better attitude.
You get the sympathy vote from Evelyn.
Wow.
She says sympathy vote for Lou.
Well, I think
you-
she just wants the segment to continue.
So you got one.
And that's nice, which is nice. All right, so 2019, seriously, please just go away.
Yeah. So I went to a Christmas party last night, and I'm still on this diet, which means really no drinking. Carbs and sugar are out. So I've never really drank very much, and so I tend, when we go to parties, I tend to watch other people as they slowly but surely get drunk. Well, last night, completely open bar. This place was open from like 6 p.m. till midnight, and people were so drunk. Not everybody. We had a small party that was pretty respectable, but when there's an open bar, people get unbelievably drunk.
I know.
They dance crazy. They start talking loud. You know what? Drunk people,
Please, seriously.
just at Christmas parties,
Seriously.
just go away.
Just
you know what? You're at a company function.
No way am I doing that.
You are representing yourself at a company function, which the boss, the company my wife works for is, it's kind of international, but it's mostly in the Americas, but it's represented from numerous states, and I mean it just sets a really, really bad precedent.
I agree. Your amateur drinkers are the ones that take it too far.
Open bar, yeah. They come back with 2 or 3 drinks in their hand.
Yeah.
This way I don't have to go back as often.
Right, because I want to sit here and get so drunk I couldn't get back to the bar if I wanted to.
Yep.
Really, that's embarrassing. Really embarrassing. Please, just go away. Next up, the Papa John's guy. Okay. Now he's going through a divorce. His wife wants out. and she's going to get half the money that he may or may not have at this point. So, Papa John, seriously, just go away and take your pizza with you. I'm not a fan of your pizza.
You know what? I'm going to throw in Rick Clemenson has a just go away.
Okay.
Nationwide Peytonville. Have you seen the Peyton Manning?
Oh, yeah, with the stadium and the little houses.
And Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley, yeah.
And you know what? I think they're possibly comedic geniuses.
I think you're right.
They are both very funny. I think that Brad is more of the straight man. Peyton Manning cracks me the hell up. He has a skit on Saturday Night Live that is one of the funniest things I've seen, where he's playing like football with a bunch of young kids, and it starts out like, hey, we're all chummy and stuff.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And then he starts yelling at the kids, and he's going, you, Ricky, see that outhouse over there? Go in there. Don't come out until I tell you. And then he starts beating kids in the back of the head with the ball.
That's what I remember, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's funny.
That's what you get.
Evelyn says, Jim Nance, please, seriously, just go away, Jim.
Uh,
Don't you love golf voice?
Aaron Rodgers, State Farm, please.
Those are kind of
Evelyn
funny.
wants him.
Here's Freddie Couples at 17.
Where?
Par 3, 172.
Hey, Freddie!
All right. Bill Belichick and his cheating ways. Please, seriously, just go away.
Hey, Houston Astros might have cheated too.
Yeah.
You said that.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
The Peloton commercial? I've had enough. Please, just go away.
Man, that looks like hard work.
Yeah, it does. It is.
I don't know if I want to
Not that I
sweat
would.
that much in my living room.
No, exactly. Boy, it smells like workout in here.
Yeah,
What the hell are you
exactly.
wearing? Oh, it's a new cologne.
Yeah. So,
Lori Laughlin, please.
oh boy.
And she may seriously go away.
She may go away for a little while.
She may.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, you know what, Ronnie? I wanted to mention. Go to my Facebook page, Lou Gallagher, Lougalla, and I got tired and bored in the middle of it. I have a reading of Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas live with me reading it, and I have to kind of apologize because I did that live on Facebook a couple of years back. I think it was for my radio show.
It was.
And we played some music to the reading. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. We played that. And fa-lu-la-lu. Remember that song when you're all singing it? And you can't play that.
That got pulled.
Well, we couldn't. We had to turn it down in the studio because it wasn't recorded off the microphone. It was recorded, And so there's a little lull in between there. And I apologize. If you can, try to fill it in with your own music. A nasty, crassy soul. So check it out. I've been reading that story to my kids and now to my grandkids, and I do all the voices in it, and Cindy Lou Who, and the Grinch, of course. And so check it out. Go to my Facebook page. I'll do it right. It's Lou Gallagher, Lougallagher, and it should be right in the top posts.
Yeah, I just want to acknowledge what I think is a new viewer, Grip. I don't recall seeing Grip in here before.
Oh, Chaseopoly.
Yes, and he's saying Chaseopoly, go away.
That's interesting.
Otis Magoo is here.
Oh, good morning, Otis.
It's about time.
Back to Grip. Yeah, just get up and join us whenever it's convenient for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like we're here at 8:06. Grip. Yeah, so...
And Sasha says that your Grinch video is awesome.
Oh, thank you, Sasha. I sure appreciate that. I love reading it to kids. My youngest grandson is old enough this year to kind of understand, and I read about half the book to him because he's only 3.5, maybe a little more.
Did he fall asleep?
No, he just can't sit still that long.
Oh, that's true.
He's not breaking or running or throwing anything while he's listening. But he just laughed so much each time I would do a different voice and say different. He loved it, and I think this year I may be able to get through the whole book with him. But if you have kids or grandkids, give it a view. I think you'll enjoy it. It's done with love. That's the special ingredient in that one.
I wondered what it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was cinnamon.
There is cinnamon in it, but that's not the special ingredient.
Okay,
That's love.
I picked up some cinnamon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got going on, Ronnie? Coffee time for me, please.
Yeah. Let's see. I think it was Otis says they all cheat. New England just gets caught.
Yeah.
They've been caught. I don't know. Maybe they're just in a little bit bigger spotlight. And so
Not this year.
Yeah, this year. I mean, they're still good, but they've been beat by a couple teams that doesn't seem like should have beat them. I don't know. I think when you are on top, though, there's a lot more scrutiny involved.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah,
I think you're right on that one.
I get it.
Rick Clemenson says, also saw your Ask Mr. Romance. Yeah, that came back. One of the funny things about Mr. Romance is, the question is, we're going to my girlfriend's parents' house for Christmas, and I want to give her a gift, but it can't be intimate like lingerie because her parents are going to be there. What should I get her? One of my suggestions is a bowling ball. Why? Because you can have it engraved.
You know what? That's pretty intimate.
I know. Well,
That seems...
Nancy.
Yeah, that seems pretty nice. I don't know.
Check that out too. It's on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Or is it on Men Are So Smart? I can't remember. One of the two.
I think it's on your Facebook page.
Evelyn says, "What is this Chaseopoly all about?" Well, I can't give you the exact details on this, but it's a Monopoly game where you go around the board the same way you would in the regular game, but there's other like clues and locations and that sort of thing. Look, I'm going to say this with a caveat. Some say this game is capitalizing on the chase and making money. You know where I stand on this, Ronnie. This is all about capitalism in America, and without that, we wouldn't have great things because people strive to provide supply and demand. And if there's a demand for something, then there's going to be a supply.
I'm okay with it because, in a way, anybody who has a Chase show or has sold a Chase T-shirt of any kind, whether it promotes your own channel or otherwise, and there's no copyright on the Forrest Fenn treasure, so you could make up a T-shirt and sell it, and you know what, if somebody wants to buy it, God bless you, then more power to you.
And if nobody does, then you've learned a lesson.
Right.
Okay, so it's time for us to play Which One of Us is Lying, Ronnie.
Okay.
And I guess I get to go first in spite of my... here. First, before that. All right, it's not easy for me to do this, but Ron, I guess I was errant in my picks today in the Mantasy Draft picks for greatest Christmas movies. I think really you got sympathy votes, but that's beside the point. And so, without further ado, I'd like to present you with the championship trophy for Men Are So Smart. You are the champion for the rest of the month.
Thank you.
And you get to keep the trophy until we come back after the first of the year. I don't know what the dates are on that.
My baby, did he hurt you?
Now you're just making me angry. I got a haircut on Friday. I'm here.
Wow.
I'm not 100%.
You up walking around already?
Yeah. I think by Tuesday I'll be fine.
Looks like they got most of them.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a couple sticking up. But,
There's some gray in there still, but
Yeah.
not as much as there once was. And yes, on the new microphone, that is my stomach growling.
That is... I thought there was a person down there It almost sounded like they said Lou.
I thought it was a badger.
Yeah.
All right, Ronnie, I'll go first and I'll tell the story.
Okay.
And I don't. Where are we on time?
Oh,
Because it really doesn't matter. This is the last one of the year.
Yeah, we're at about 45 minutes.
All right, that's about right.
Yep.
Okay, so here's my story. Which one of us is lying to you? Well, I was the starting center on the El Camino High School basketball team for 2 years, junior varsity and varsity, and set some records for rebounding. I wasn't the world's greatest shooter, but I averaged about 13 points a game.
That's enough.
And about 18 rebounds. And when you played against me, I was a center at 6'3". Every other center was about 6'6" or above.
Right.
However, big guys don't like to get roughed up.
No.
They don't.
And in high school, the big guys are kind of frail typically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you played against me, the next morning you'll remember. And I was a scrapper too. But here's my story. Did you know that I was cut from the basketball team in both 7th and 8th grade, but went on to start in varsity? That's my story.
Dang. All right. Well, I've known you for a long time, so
Long time.
I'm not going to say whether I know that that's true or not,
Okay,
because I have my story.
ready.
So my daughter, as viewers may or may not know, lives in San Francisco, and she's had a couple of pretty important jobs there. Her first job after moving to San Francisco, she worked for a company that staged multi-million-dollar houses. So when we talk about stage, they put in furniture and they arrange it and they put pictures and vases and flowers all over
Sure, it's an important
house.
job. Yeah.
and they charge $80,000 sometimes to stage a house.
That's a little much.
It is a little much. My daughter, when she started working for this company, she was just kind of a designer, and she worked her way up to become the second in charge. She was the right-hand man to the owner, whose name was Chris. Chris was very flamboyant and extravagant. Now remember, we're talking San Francisco here.
What are you saying?
Which there's a lot of people in San Francisco that are flamboyant and extravagant.
Okay.
So my daughter was often tasked with doing things that the owner of the company should be doing. Well, and she would go out and she would give these $80,000 bids, what have you. Well, he asked her to go to an auction that was being held in San Francisco. They were auctioning off a set of John F. Kennedy golf clubs that he had actually used. So
I'm intrigued at this point, people.
yeah. So she calls us and she goes, "Hey, do you want to come down to this auction with me and sit in as the guest?" Yes. That sounds pretty interesting. See how the other half lives a little bit, or the 1% really.
Yeah.
And Chris had authorized her to spend $10,000 for these golf clubs, up to $10,000. So she gets to the auction, and who's there? But there are two major staging companies in San Francisco, and it's the owner of the other staging company.
Oh, great. The competition.
Who's a woman, and my daughter and her are talking nicely. But the other woman is my daughter's so sweet. This lady was a little bit snooty.
Oh, boy.
And so she asked my daughter, "Oh, are you here to bid on anything particular?" And my daughter told her, "Yeah, Chris wants those golf clubs." Well, guess what?
Open the door.
It became a bidding war.
Yep.
And my daughter didn't tell her how much she was authorized to spend, but she did get them. My daughter got them. But she had to spend $15,000 to get those golf clubs. So that's
Two interesting stories.
my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And now we turn to you in the chat room. The game we're playing right now is Which one of us is lying to you?
And Lori James, let me just say this: you hit it on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Obvious. I'm not even going there. All right, so which one of us is lying? I told the story that even though I was the starting center on the basketball team in my junior and senior year, in 7th and 8th grade, I was cut from the team. Ronnie's... go ahead.
I was going to say, at least Michael Jordan made it into his sophomore year in high school before he got cut.
Yeah. My basketball playing days were limited to El Camino High School. But, I served a purpose there.
Lori thinks I'm lying.
Okay. Ronnie tells the story of the JFK golf clubs.
Sasha says I'm lying.
Sasha says you're lying.
People. I don't know.
I'm not sure how to take that. People don't believe I was cut.
Rick says you were lying.
Okay.
6'3",
center.
Yeah.
That's not very tall. Although I did weigh 245 pounds at the time.
Sekar says you're lying, but it's partial truth.
Okay.
Jim Black says Lou gets
you know what he's thinking? Like you do sometimes.
I take a story
and then
I embellish.
Right. You twist and turn.
Yeah.
Have you seen that new Geico commercial where the gecko is printing the flyers?
Oh.
And the guy walks in and what does he say? We're going to do this and zig and do that and zag. He goes, zig and zag? Oh, I love that spot.
Geico commercials are pretty creative.
All right. Seinfeld episode, Ronnie. That means.
Yeah. Well, I think the gig is up.
Lou is partial. Okay. And Jim Black says Lou gets it. Lou's lying.
Lou, 18 rebounds per game.
Yeah. Yeah. Believe me.
Yeah.
Because I was telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yes. I was scarred as a child. I thought for sure I was going to be the next Michael Jordan. That was before Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan. No one even knew who he was. He may not have even been born.
And yes, my story is a Seinfeld episode. Except my daughter plays the part of it, Elaine. And she was buying them for Mr. Peterman.
Yeah, I remember. Elaine, why don't you buy me golf clubs? What a voice that guy has.
Yes, I stole from Seinfeld.
All right, so
Admittedly.
Lou's telling the truth, and Ronnie was fabricating a story, weaving a web.
Yes.
Otis McGee says Lou. No, that was true. All of that.
You know what? What I love, though, is that people, and I think Grip was the first one, people recognized that as a Seinfeld episode. When did Seinfeld last air?
The 80s?
And people still, although it's in syndication, it's playing, you can still see Seinfeld today.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe maybe that episode was just on last night, I'm not sure. But I do love the fact that people still recognize a Seinfeld episode when they hear it. And I have to tell you, I wanted to use, you were going to go, I thought you were going to go with football, because you were also the football center.
Yeah.
When you were talking about that, I thought that might be your story. I was also going to go football, but I was going to use Al Bundy's line of, don't let this distract you from the fact that I scored 4 touchdowns for Polk High School. The last one with 18 seconds to go in the game against my arch nemesis, something Porky, Andrews.
Jeez, you remember word for word, right?
Yes. I was going to use that, and I thought, you know what? People are going to, that's too obvious. People are going to recognize that right off the bat. And also, if there are longtime viewers here, people know that while you were a jock, I was in the band.
Right.
Yeah, so.
And back then, boy, if you were in the band, people really made fun of you.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty rough.
Yeah, this one time at band camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this.
You know what? I only really wanted to be in the pep band because if you were in the pep band, you got into all the basketball games and all the football games free.
Yeah.
And I still do. I still love high school football and basketball.
I do too. I really do. It's played by people who have a passion for it and are not swayed by money.
Right.
Even at the college level, I think you get some of that.
Yeah. Well, that may change soon.
I know. That's what I'm hearing too.
But I just worked at Jesuit High School Friday night. Mm-hmm. They're having a basketball tournament that is private schools, for the most part, I believe, from all over the western United States. And they played a team called Brophy, which is from Phoenix, I'm pretty sure. Unbelievably exciting game. Jesuit was down by 8 points through 3 quarters, and they brought it back with about a minute to go to be within 1 point. And then Brophy went down and scored. Jesuit came down and scored. Still within 1 point, under a minute. It just wasn't to be, though.
You win some, you lose some.
Yep. And then there's another school, Archbishop Mitty, which is from the Bay Area. I think maybe Oakland or San Jose. I'm not exactly sure. But they had one of the most exciting games the whole night. They were ahead the whole game. They kind of lost their lead in the fourth quarter. There's about 8 seconds to play. They throw the ball in. 3 passes. The guy who they wanted to get the ball couldn't get it. They had him triple team.
Good defense, yeah.
They threw it to a guy who I don't even really remember playing much during the game, and he hit a shot from about 6 feet beyond half court.
Oh, you're kidding.
And won the game.
Oh my God, what a way to win.
The freaking...
Yeah, it exploded.
The gym exploded. It absolutely exploded.
Yeah, that's, again, passion.
That is, you know what? That is equivalent to baseball being down by 3 runs, bases loaded.
Yeah.
2 outs.
Bottom of the ninth.
2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Guy comes up, hits a grand slam.
Yeah.
Those are the most exciting sports plays you can possibly have.
In my career, I had 1 buzzer beater, but it wasn't half court or anything. It was from about the free throw line, a jump shot.
Yeah.
Right as the buzzer went, and nothing but nylon.
Still, those are amazing.
It was a thrill.
Because I'm sure the crowd erupted.
Oh yeah, and it is an away game.
Oh. Yeah, so they didn't erupt in a good way.
I think it was Jesuit.
Uh-oh.
Moving on.
Oh, dang. Oh, that hurts.
And I had friends on that team, too.
Did you really?
Yeah. Germalis and Poteet. Jeff
Oh.
Poteet. I don't think you knew him.
I knew Grimalis. I thought Grimalis went to El Camino.
He did. But
Oh.
then he switched over to Jesuit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, good for him.
Okay, so let's see. Hi, Lou. First time watching live. Merry Christmas. Melanie!
Melanie Dodson.
Oh, that's terrific, Melanie. I'm so happy that you and your husband, is he watching or no? But you sent a message, and we sure appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you and yours as well. Melanie is my wife's best friend.
You know what? Evelyn did a little bit of research.
Oh, boy.
President John F. Kennedy's golf club split into two lots, apparently. They sold Thursday for a combined $1.16 million during day 3 of the phenomenon known as the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis estate auction.
Coincidence. We just happened to be talking about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. April 26, 1996.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I think she cut that from the article.
All right.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so as we mentioned, this will be our last live show of the year.
Yep.
Ronnie and I are going to take a couple of weekends off, and if you're jonesing, you could check out my radio show and listen live from anywhere in the world. It's on Saturday mornings at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, and when you go to the website of the radio station where I work, there's a button for you to click live, and you can listen that way, or you can find a podcast. Our podcast is back up for the radio show, which is called the K-Hits Garage with Sweet Lou Gallagher. And the website is 1015khits.com. And once again, 1015khits, KHITS.com. And you can listen to podcasts. There must be almost 3 years worth of podcasts available for you to choose from. And speaking of podcasts, Ronnie.
Yes.
We are on Men Are So Smart is now on every form of podcast available.
Damn.
We're on iTunes. We're on iHeartMedia.
Spotify.
We're on Spotify. There's several other ones that are kind of peripheral. And we're on those as well. The only catch to this is you have to do a search for either Men Are So Smart Or if it doesn't come up, try Gallagher Entertainment, which is actually the name of our network. And that reminds me, you know, how about I give you some numbers on the way the show is going, all right? We are now at, wow, why am I keep getting that dark screen? We're now at 658 subscribers.
Yeah, that's a...
If you would like to give Ronnie and I a really nice gift for the holidays,
cash
is always good. Send it to me, and then I'll dole it out to Ron as necessary. Subscribe to our channel. We really would like that.
Second best gift.
Yeah.
Ever.
You know, I don't want to sit here and beg, but we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And as I said, we're at 658. So people like Grip, if you haven't already done so and you're watching today and you enjoy the antics of Lou and Ronnie, subscribe to the channel. And not just subscribe, share it with some of your friends.
Yep.
But you know, if you think, well, I'd like to share it with Debbie, but I don't think she'd get it, then don't. But if you have a like mind, like Ronnie and I, and you get a kick out of things that we talk about on the show, if you know somebody who might enjoy that, please share that with them, either on social media or in person.
Appreciate it.
It's important to us. We're trying to get to 1,000, and I don't want to make it sound like a public radio donation show, but it's just a subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it means the world to both of us. It means you like what it is that we're doing. You'll also get notifications each time a new show comes out. As I mentioned, this will be the last show of the year, live show anyway. So there's plenty of shows from which to choose on YouTube. We have over I was going to share some numbers. We have over 500 shows to choose one from. I think it's 505. And Ronnie, I don't think you've seen these numbers.
At least half of them are good ones, too.
No, that's kind of an exaggeration. Lifetime. The number of minutes our show has been watched, 934,157.
Love to have that million minute mark.
Almost a million minutes of our show have been watched, and don't think we don't appreciate that. We really do.
You know what? While we're on hiatus, maybe just go on a binge.
Sure.
Binge watch our shows. Push us over that million minute mark.
For views for lifetime on our show, 133,608.
Dang.
Our show has been watched 134,000 views on our show.
It's not bad.
Yeah, and you know, when we come back in the year 2020, we're going to have some great stuff for you. We'll continue with the things that you've come to know and love and expect of us doing.
You know, speaking of that, we did that bit last week, the Amazing Ronnie Act.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if people enjoyed that. I have a couple more that I could probably pull out if anybody wants to see that.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me you were ready for that.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't program it.
Yeah, I know. I do have a couple though, and I don't know if anybody wants to see that.
Well, see, Ronnie, you're not prepared. You don't have the hat.
I do have the hat.
What?
Yes.
You
as a
do
matter
have
of
the
fact.
hat? But you don't have the rest of the props.
I have the rest of the props.
Okay. All right, Ronnie.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I now bring to you, live from the Men Are So Smart studios. Wow. That's quite something.
You can see the whole hat this week.
Yeah, and what do you got on the front there?
It's a jewel.
A jewel.
It's a jewel.
A richer jewel.
That knows all and sees all.
I have one of those, a Seazall. I use that a lot.
That's a Sawzall.
Oh.
Yeah. And I hold in my hand 2 envelopes.
Ronnie, those envelopes were left in a mayonnaise jar on your porch since 1967.
Yep, sealed.
They are sealed. So there's no way...
I've not seen the contents of these.
There's no way you can know what's inside those envelopes.
No.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the Amazing Ronnie Act
All right. Let me start with.
Try to be focused. I know we jumped into this segment quickly. Make sure you touch that. Yeah.
It has to be held right up to the jewel, or I get nothing.
Okay, so I'll do my best to help you.
Okay. I see some odd things. This is an odd collection.
He knows all and sees all.
I see a $2 gallon of gasoline.
$2 gallon of gasoline.
I see Oakland Raider playoff tickets.
Oakland Raider playoff tickets.
And Forrest Fenn's treasure.
And Forrest Fenn's treasure.
Yep.
Now, Ronnie will open the envelope.
First time this envelope's ever been opened.
Of course.
Name 3 things people in California will not get for Christmas.
Damn, I was really counting on that Fenn treasure too, Ronnie.
Yeah, well, on the Oakland Raider playoff tickets.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen either.
I don't think that's coming next year either.
I don't think so. Even from Las Vegas, it's not going to make any difference. Well, Ronniak, that was amazing that you did that. I'm sure that was probably the only one you had that you were.
I actually hold in my hand the last envelope.
The last envelope.
Yes, the last envelope.
The last envelope.
Evelyn Curry says, the envelope, please.
Okay.
Here is the last envelope.
The last envelope.
Where is the jewel? There it is.
Find the jewels. Find your jewels, Ronnie.
Ooh. Oh, this one is seasonal. This one is Christmas related.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we're all ready, Ronniak.
Okay. Your new glasses.
My new glasses.
Your cat.
My cat.
Your cat. Well, this is very peculiar. And Grandpa's balls.
And Grandpa's balls. I can only imagine. No one else could possibly know what's in that envelope. Grandpa's balls.
Name the 3 things Grandpa will sit on Christmas Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Ronniak. He's all-knowing. He's all-seeing. A master of time and dimension. Nicely done, Ronnie. Hope y'all enjoy that. The spring will tell. Bring on the melt. Yeah. Okay. It's said every year for the last 9 years. We know. Again, I got another email. I thought you guys said you found the treasure.
Yeah, come on.
Why would we say that? We've never said that.
No, we're not even looking for it.
No. We'd have to fall on it, and it'd have to open, and everything would have to fall out of the thing for us to even know we were close.
The only way I'd find it is if somebody pushed it in front of my truck,
right,
in the bottom of my driveway. Then I'm like, what the hell is this crap? Who put this chest here?
Honey,
is
come
this
get
your,
this.
Yeah.
Is this your jewelry box? All right. I was just thinking about Christmas morning when I was a kid. Was really a special time for to be a kid. My parents used to really go all out for Christmas, and I think I've told this story before, so I'll be brief. They would have all the presents we were going to get for Christmas, except for one big one, the most super exciting, super duper one in the kitchen.
Oh.
My dad would get up, and here was the rule. My sister and I were wide awake, ready to go. We were ready to run down the hall. You bet, 5 a.m.
Yep.
And my dad would go, oh, for God's sakes. And he'd go in there, and he'd put coffee on, he'd get a cigarette, go light the fireplace. Just not even wanting to do it, but he would. And then we would open up all of the gifts, and then my mom and dad would say, okay, well, that's all you're going to get this year. And my sister and I both knew there was something in the kitchen. But we had to, in order to get it, we had to play the game.
Well, of course.
Yeah, so we would. And there was always something really cool in there. I can remember some of my favorite Christmas gifts were like G.I. Joes.
Oh, God, I got those several times.
Right around that time, it was probably 1968 or so, maybe 69. The NASA was so big, and I got a G.I. Joe space capsule.
Ooh.
And it was about this big, And
I had that. It was the Gemini.
Yeah,
I had the Gemini space capsule.
G.I. Joe in there and sit in there, and I used to love to play with G.I. Joe in the bathtub, and he had his scuba diving stuff.
I had deep sea diver G.I. Joe. I was kind of into G.I. Joe myself.
Yeah.
Mine was, and I mean, we were dirt poor growing up. So my Christmases amounted to one nice gift, and then the rest was socks and underwear and essentials for the rest of the year.
Right.
But I remember getting a 13-inch black and white TV one year for Christmas, and which I could watch in my room.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
That was like a little taste of independence.
Yes. Well, and then one year for Christmas, I got my own telephone line.
Oh yeah.
So those were pretty big.
My dad tapped into the telephone line and stole it for my room.
Yeah.
I don't think it would ring. That's what it was. It wouldn't ring, but I could still pick it up and have somebody under it. So, yeah, I think back on that and I think to myself, God, you get to be this age, and if you still have your parents, you're very lucky.
Yeah, that's the greatest gift.
And there may be differences between you and your mom or dad. And this is the time of the year where, you got to try to set that aside.
Yeah.
And really appreciate all the things that they've done for you, including and not limited to giving birth. And your existence as we know it is because your dad got lucky one night.
Yeah.
That's one way of looking at it. And then as your kids grow older, as you go older and your kids grow, the thrill of the Christmas gift opening in the morning kind of dwindles just a little bit, but it comes right back when you have grandkids. And I consider myself to be very fortunate this year that I have 2 healthy grandkids, and one of them I'm going to get to wake up with in the morning and see him open up all his gifts. And he knows Santa now. He saw Santa at what is it?
Best Buy.
Pro Shops.
Oh, Bass Pro Shops. Yeah.
He went up and saw Santa up
Nice.
there. And Santa asked him, "Have you been naughty or nice?" And he said, "Yes."
I think that covers all the bases.
He wasn't lying.
No.
I should have used that for which one of us is lying. Have you been naughty or nice? Yes.
And Lori James says that they had to eat breakfast before they could open gifts.
Wow, that's serious.
And that her best Christmas gift, ice skates.
Yeah.
And then Rick Clemenson says he got Lionel train set. Now, see, we did something a little bit different on Christmas. We got to open one present on Christmas Eve.
Right. And it couldn't be the big one.
I'm sorry, I take that back. We opened all of our presents on Christmas Eve except for our one special Santa present.
Oh.
So we would go to bed, there'd be nothing underneath the Christmas tree, and you'd wake up, and that's when the TV would be there, or whatever it is you're going to get from Santa was on Christmas morning. 1, maybe 2 gifts at the most.
That kind of lends to the credibility of Santa. I mean, when you think about how many kids there are in the world and how many deliveries Santa Claus has to make in one night, he really can only keep one present in his sled for you.
Well, and he used to nut my friends up because Christmas Eve at about 9 p.m., I'm calling my buddies, guess what I got for Christmas?
Yeah. Yeah, we would do that. But, every year in my entire life until she passed away, my mom would get me slippers. A special kind of moccasin slippers that I like. And unfortunately, she's not here to do that anymore. But the point is, that's usually the gift I got to open on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Or maybe it would be pajamas and slippers so that you could wear them the next morning.
Yep.
When you open up gifts and get your pictures taken. So it all
I
worked out.
know in law enforcement, I worked a lot of Christmases. And sometimes I had enough, what we call juice, but seniority. I had enough seniority to take the day off. But after your kids are grown, it's not really that special anymore to, have to be up at 6 a.m. while they're opening presents.
Yeah.
And so if I worked day shift, I'd be home by 3 p.m.
Right.
And we could always open our presents then. But the greatest thing about working Christmas as law enforcement is that you know that people with warrants are probably going to be at their parents' house.
Oh yeah, it's like on a silver platter.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel. So, and you want to talk about should have taken care of that warrant, Junior, because now it's Christmas Day and now you're going to jail.
Yeah,
and there's no way you're getting out until like
Merry
Tuesday.
Christmas, darling.
Yeah. That's my little Christmas gift from me to you.
Don't go to your parents' house if you have a warrant for your arrest, and don't stay home.
Yes.
All right. At least until the 26th. All right, Ronnie. I think that probably wraps it up for this year. We hope that 2020 will be your best year ever.
I'm hoping it's our best year also.
It sure would be nice. We set goals each year, and so far for the last, I guess, 3 years, we've surpassed our goals. And so in the year 2020, our goal will be to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we can't do that without you.
Yep.
We need you to watch. We need you to subscribe. And so you say 1,000, what difference does that make? Well, there are milestones that you reach. One of them will be 1 million minutes, which we're coming up on. And the other is 1,000 subscribers. And then you're allowed to monetize your channel. And this is a business for us. But it's more than that. It's more about our passion. It's more about our viewers, and so we do set goals and we do try to reach them. You don't make a lot of money for reaching 1,000 subscribers, but it's a start.
Yeah.
So we need your help there. Spread the word, especially if you really enjoy the one of us, the two of us, both, the show in general, the segments, whatever it might be. Subscribe to the channel, okay? And as we said, there is a podcast of our show. You can check that out. And Ronnie, anything you'd like to say before we close out the year 2019?
You know what? I just hope everybody has a safe and sober holiday season.
There's no reason to get a DUI.
With so many different driving options available. We came home from this Christmas party last night.
Mm-hmm. You were the designated driver.
I'm designated driver. I don't drink. I drove home. And I saw that everybody on the bus, most of the people took an Uber, but there was one other couple two couples came in one car, and the driver was very, very sober. So please don't take a chance, because you may not ruin not only your own Christmas, but some other family's Christmas.
Could be devastating.
Yeah, so don't do it. Please don't do it.
And I was reading something the other day that the common complaint of people who ultimately have to call Uber or Lyft is that they don't want to leave their car where they're at. Well, you know what? Don't take it in the first place.
Right.
Either have a friend drop you off or take Uber there and back. $100 is a lot less than $10,000 you'll lose by getting a DWI.
And you know what? I'll throw this out there, and it might be worth, I think it's $58 now to join AAA. If you join excuse me.
Damn, too much beer, Ronnie.
I ate too much beef last night.
That's what, prime
rib.
Yeah.
If you have a AAA membership, and I don't know that they're doing this for sure, I haven't researched it this year, but in numerous years in the past, if you have a AAA membership, you've gone to a party and you have consumed too much alcohol, AAA will pick you up for free and tow your car to your home. So all your bases are covered.
No excuses.
There are zero excuses. It's not an accident when you drive drunk. You're doing it on purpose. You know you've had too much to drink, and yet you choose to get behind the wheel. Please don't do it.
And here's the thing. Our show doesn't reach everyone in the world, so no, not everyone's going to hear this message. But what we care about is you. We would not, honest to God, if any one of our viewers were to be, God forbid, killed in a collision, we would be devastated. I want you to know that. We care when we have lists or viewers that are in the hospital for one reason or another.
Right.
We really do care. It means something to us that you watch our show. And I think we'll leave you with those words. Have yourself a great rest of 2019 and ring in the new year. And we'll see you next year in 2020. I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
And this has been Sunday Morning Mass with Men Are So Smart, wrapping up the year 2019. And we're at that point, Ron.
Yep. You can all sit down now.
Yeah. We're going to say goodbye, but we're probably not going anywhere. Okay.
Dang.
I'm going to click the button. Hold on.
It's kind of flipping cold in here.
It's freezing in here, Ron. My fingers are like icicles.
End this thing.
Okay. Here we go. Goodbye, everybody. Here we go.
Okay.
Is that it?
Oh, you know what? I just closed YouTube, so I don't know.
Oh.
Let me see. Let me open YouTube again.
Well, you screwed that up.
I know.
Way to go, Ron.
Yeah. I'm working on 3 hours sleep here.
That's true. I knew that last night when we were texting. And I asked Ronnie if I could get here extra early.
Yeah. Vicky was asleep on the way. I can't sleep on buses. I don't know why. And Vicky was asleep, and I got that text. And I'm like, 3 hours of sleep compared to 3.5 hours of sleep. What's the difference?
Well, you didn't let on. Nobody knew.
Let's see.
Are we still on?
I don't know. Let's see.
I really got to pee.
Waiting for Men Are So Smart. This might be.
I might just do it right here.
This might not be the one. This might not be the right one.
Where the hell is it? Are we on or not?
I've lost the chat too.
Oh.
No, we're still live.
What?
We're still live.
Oh, okay.
Try it again.
All right.
Stop streaming.
Stop. There. That should do it.
Okay.
All right. I'm going home to go back to bed. Been up since 4:30.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir. And I went to bed last night about 10:30. But we do it for you, our viewers.
No, we're still live.
We're live? What the hell? All right. We'll try this then.